welcome. I just wanted to do a little reading today about MND, Motor Neurone Disease, because it's been in the news lately because of the rugby player Rob Burrows and the horrible, horrible disease that took him from his family and all the people that love him. And I wondered if there would be a cure because, you know, it's such a nasty disease, and that's what we all want, isn't it? Some kind of answer, something that helps. And I wondered, because it's such a horrible illness, if there would be some kind of medical intervention which might help and stop this awful, awful disease. So that's what I'm going to look at in this reading. And actually, the good news is, I think that there will be a cure. Now let me just have a look and see what I can pick up. I think that the cure is a way off, if I'm honest. I know that we don't want to hear that. But there is one, and there are going to be some breakthroughs. In 4 years, I pick up a 4, I see that there will be something discovered that will make a huge difference. But it won't be the answer. Then I would say, in another 4 years, so that's 8 in addition, they'll be trialling something very, very hopeful with a lot of potential. And I think after that, once they've checked using people for perhaps a couple of years, done some trials, I think that there will be much, much more of a breakthrough, and I think the medicine will come. Now, I'm seeing some kind of chemical answer, some kind of chemical intervention that will make a huge difference. Initially, it will, for those people who have motor neuron disease, it will actually prolong people's lives. And then gradually, I see that changes and improvements made to this cure and to the way it's administered will make a huge difference. And I think initially they might be injecting it, which, yeah, they might be injecting it, and then I think it's going to go on to tablet form. Will that be, can you tell me, will that be weekly or monthly? By the sound of it, it could well be a monthly dose, which, and I think though it might be a bit intrusive. So whether that would be in the form of an infusion, now I'm no medical expert, I can only tell you what I see, and I see somebody being injected and sitting in a chair, and I see that a sort of kind of infusion, but eventually I see that progressing to a tablet which frees everybody up, and I think it's going to make a huge difference, extending sufferers' lives and improving their physical stamina and well-being. It will be a massive difference, which is marvellous. So in effect, it will slow the whole horrible illness right down, which would be amazing, wouldn't it? And that would be amazing, of course, for the sufferers, because they're the important ones in this situation. But of course, it will also help generate some energy for those people who are raising money, and also the industry that are trying to find a cure. So the good news is, I do see that coming. Of course we want it sooner, but when it does, it will make a huge difference to a lot of people. Good news. We wanted to do this reading about skinny jabs for you, as the subject kept coming up with spirit, and so here we share some of the information with you. Now I have to say I have absolutely no medical knowledge at all, so do not follow or take heed of anything thinking that I have some kind of medical knowledge. I don't. I've never had a skinny jab, and actually, oddly, I don't know anybody who has had a skinny jab. So I've not been involved with it. So this is the only angle I'm taking, and you know, with that in mind, you can take it or leave it. We know all dangers and risks taking medicine, particularly if you don't go through the NHS or someone who has medical expertise. Of course, the medicines might have side effects or might not be compatible with your own health needs, so there's a lot of things to consider. I also know that people taking these jabs, it's their mindset. They're desperate to lose weight, and from what I gather, although there are side effects, many doctors will tell you that side effects are better than the negative health effects of carrying too much weight. So I'm really neutral on this, but I am told one thing that I do feel I need to share, and that is that in the future I do see a lot of legal cases against firms that make these products and against the people that have supplied the products. Why? Because of the problems with long-term health effects. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing something very odd, which is that people are made old too soon. Now, that's quite an odd thing to say, but that's how I would describe it. So how does this manifest? Well, it would be things like unable to put weight on, made very ill, brings about new health issues, or made worse because of these jabs, those health issues that they already might have. Patients seem unable to retain or regain the health they had prior to these jabs. So this is what I'm sharing with you. I know for certain it isn't all recipients of the skinny jabs, and it isn't all of the makes of the jab. I know we're going to see some very negative health experiences, and actually I think we're already starting to, and as a consequence I do see a rise in litigation around this. People are going to band together and try to highlight and claim from companies or individuals for their long-term health, saying they weren't warned about some of these health issues that might actually be permanent. To be clear again, these experiences are not, repeat, not universal. And if you're working with a doctor, then they will know better than me. 2/3 of people that take the jabs are going to sail through. They'll have issues, but they'll get through. But there will be people, and I see a number of people gathering in a group to take some of these companies to court to claim money and compensation for the health damage they've encountered. I'm sorry this is a bit negative in terms of a reading, but what I would say is it's not all negative. I would just say be cautious if you're choosing to do a skinny jab, because it doesn't suit everybody. And further down the road, there's definitely going to be litigation against companies and sellers of these products. Obviously, one has to remember that those obtained on the black market will have more of a struggle legally. So in the meantime, do take care of your health and take care of yourself, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.